So when we're looking at standing leg turnout, it's really important that we have the pelvis and the thigh bone in neutral. If we have the hip flexed, we can get much more of a greater reading often. So we want to make sure that we're getting a true standing leg turnout measure. It's very interesting because some people can have heaps of range sitting in second and not great standing leg turnout. Other students may have amazing standing leg turnout, but they can't turn out Devon. So this is why it's important that we specifically test our range in all of these different positions in order to find some mobilization techniques to help improve turnout in a very particular way. In the clinic, I use what's called a goniometer, which is like a 360-degree protractor to measure the angle, where we're looking at the angle of the shin bone compared to vertical. Some people like using an inclinometer or a spirit level app on their phone or an actual one, and this can help, but we've discovered that a lot of teachers find it a bit tricky to use the goniometer. So I've made a poster for you. So this poster is designed so that it can be stuck to the end of a regular table, and then it makes it much easier for you to measure turnout. We simply dangle the dancer's leg down where it is in the picture, and then you can use both hands to rotate their leg and easily read off the dimensions that there are there. So look down below the video and there should be a link where you can get one printed out, and then you can set that up somewhere in the studio for quick and easy testing of standing leg turnout. Today I'm going to use the goniometer to look at Charlie's. Another thing we want to keep in mind is that this test is very reliable if I'm testing Charlie again. However, if I test her and then say Sally, one of our other physios, tests her, we may get a slightly different reading. This is due to us going to slightly different tension points. One of us might be stronger in our shoulders than the other. So try and have the same teacher testing each student as they go through. So to do it, we're going to bend this leg up, make sure that the toes are behind the edge of the table, and then I scoop my left hand underneath and rotate the leg around, trying to keep it nicely in line, and Charlie's monitoring the position of her pelvis there, and I just go until I feel a little bit of resistance. Do you feel anything at all there, love? No. So she doesn't feel much there. This feels more of a joint wind up. It's not like a muscular stretch, but it's also not hitting a hard edge, which would be the end of the bone. So we're going to place one of the lines along her tibia and then calibrate to vertical, which is about 55 degrees, which is quite nice turnout. What we're looking for, anywhere from 25, 35 degrees up to about 75. You're not going to get 90 degrees of external rotation here. 60 is what I class as pretty good. So she's got 55 at the moment. We're doing some filming, so she's probably not as warm as she normally would be anyway. That's passive, so when I'm doing it, we can get to about 55 degrees. What's even more important is how much of that can she use. So Charlie, can you just rotate that leg yourself, making sure you keep your thigh onto the bed. Beautiful. And we're sitting today at about 30 degrees. So I'd write that as 30 out of 55. What we're looking for is having about 75% of our passive range that we can do actively. So if she had 60 degrees, I'd be looking for 45 degrees of strength. If she has 40 degrees, I'll be looking for 30 degrees of strength. So we do need to work on just getting a little bit more control through that standing leg turnout. And when she's warm, I think she'll get a little bit more passive range as well. So see if you can set up an environment where you can have a little bit of a test and compare passive range to active in your dances.